Yo, what's happening, people? And welcome back to the Tiki Taka podcast. We're going to hear hot takes, unbiased opinions, and hopefully have a couple laughs along the way.
Yes.
Now, obviously, if you are watching this, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video, let people know what we're doing here. The focus this week will be on Arsenal. Obviously, we didn't have a pod last week. Sometimes when there's midweek games,
It's tough,
trying to get a pod in
Yeah.
with the time to then edit it and get it out before the next round.
Fully functioning adults.
Yeah.
Timelines,
It can,
bro.
sometimes be a bit difficult. So, but look, we've got one here today. After FA Cup this weekend, obviously there's Premier League again next weekend. Hopefully we should be back with a full on roundup next week because obviously in the time away Thomas Frank's been sacked.
Yeah. There's actually quite a lot of stuff.
Which I actually just remembered
dropped. I haven't seen.
Yeah.
His explosive
I watched
interview.
I watched that. He basically said like kind of what we've been saying for years.
The whole
like,
time.
From the outside, it's Tottenham are looked at as a big club.
Yeah.
But he was like,
Internally, I
having
saw
been
that
there,
clip. Yeah.
like
To dare is to do is everywhere.
I wouldn't like. And then he made the point about he was like if Arsenal need a player, they will spend 100 million on Declan Rice. He was like, can any of you really see Tottenham doing that?
Yeah. I heard the stuff you were saying about wages, just how Tottenham just won't offer the wages to be competitive.
Yeah, like after when they finished fifth in his first season, he was looking at Mbeumo, Pedro,
there was someone else as
Semenyo, Gay,
and I can't lie, all good signings.
They ended up with Solanke and two 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I mean, that's the Ange interview. Obviously, that was an explosive interview. I think he's got another episode coming out this week.
No,
I think that
part
was,
1, part 2.
Yeah, I think that was just they weren't even meant to have him on last week, but because Thomas Frank got sacked.
So what is part 2? Nottingham Forest?
Probably. They're probably going to talk about Marinakis because Marinakis, Sean Dash, welcome to the table. But no, Thomas Frank. I wasn't actually going to do this, but since we've mentioned it now, we should probably talk on it a bit because we haven't actually podded since he's been sacked, and obviously up until he was sacked in the pods, we were saying that there's no excuse anymore. You need to give the Tottenham fans something to believe in.
I knew the Newcastle result was it like
it finished after that.
Like, and maybe not just the result. Obviously, is very damning, but just the vibe and the feel of the performance in that game. And Tottenham fans will tell you it's far too long, and why did it take so long for everybody else or for the club to realize and all this kind of stuff. But it was just like the most obvious statement of I'm not gonna turn it around.
Yeah. And these players don't want to turn it around.
Like it was in Newcastle at home who have an awful away record, and Newcastle are a good team. We know Newcastle are a good tough team, but that's the kind of how we were saying when it was Arsenal's sort of examination. How we need to be playing a team like Newcastle to get a big win on the board to sort of galvanize the fans and show that things are different and that we've moved and we can change and all this kind of stuff. That performance, that result, the fact that Romero's still out for a couple more games and, excuses piling up about bench and injuries and all of this. It just was so sort of leaves a bad taste in your mouth if you're a Tottenham fan. And I don't know why Tottenham fans are still turning up to the stadium. But like, if I was the most diehard Tottenham till I die fan, I would have started to look at home games like, all right, well, do I really need to come to this home game?
Yeah.
Is it anybody in the top 15? And if they are in the top 15, can I just stay home?
Yeah.
Type vibe.
But you know what? I reckon there's probably a decent number that are doing that. But obviously Tottenham will. They're not Man City. They're not Man City. They will sell their tickets.
There'll be other Tottenham fans out.
It's funny. Robbie was like, the issue with Tottenham is they've lost half their revenue because they sold Son left, so half the people that come and watch Tottenham
has disappeared.
Aren't there anymore.
I still can't believe that whole
Hwang.
Yeah. The stadium's
stood upside clapping for Hwang. But yeah, so look, I mean, Thomas Frank, obviously, like you said, the booze at the end of that game, it was all
too much. I think he'll get another job though.
They had the Man United game before that, which was poor, but yeah, Thomas Frank, like it's really not a good look. Like we said at the start, like if Tottenham is too big a club for you, like
it's tough to move up. I was going to ask, do you think Thomas Frank knows where it went wrong? Like, because I don't necessarily, I hear Ange's points about recruitment, and that can be why it went wrong for Ange, because Ange did have a season where he got into the top 5 or 4, whatever it was, and then they signed players that weren't up to scratch and couldn't really push the club forward. And he can sort of pinpoint that and say, ever since that summer window, I was chasing my tail. I was trying to catch up. I was playing catch up, trying to move guys around and all this kind of stuff. For Thomas Frank, Tottenham were Tottenham in the sense of they didn't spend the most or buy the most high demand informed players, but they did buy good players. I think Kudus is a good signing. Obviously, he's injured. They still had Solanke. They still had a couple of other guys.
They spent money.
They spent money. Like, do you think Thomas Frank can pinpoint where? Do you remember the first couple months? It was it's decent. Preseason, PSG.
And then
pragmatic. First decent couple games, like. But I don't know if he can pinpoint, because I don't know where it's initially like gone this wrong this quickly for him.
I don't think he's going to look at the transfers because I think every manager probably comes out of the window and thinks,
wanting more.
I could have got better players.
Yeah.
But he
thought he was going to get time though.
They spent like 200 million or something in the summer, maybe even more than that. And then they went and bought Gallagher in Jan. Yeah. Now, Tottenham fans aren't happy with that, whatever you think about Gallagher as a signing or as a player. But as an Arsenal fan who hasn't seen us operate well in the January window in my entire life, and I'm 27, 30 million on Gallagher.
Decent.
Like, I'm going to say you guys spent money in January, bro. We don't even treat that transfer window as if it exists. So the fact that you went out there, you bought him, you bought a left back, you were in talks for someone else. They threw your name in the hat for Semenyo. Even Thomas Frank came out afterwards and said, so they were backing him or trying at least to get him some of the players that he wanted. I think Thomas Frank is, like, when he comes out and he does his overlap interview, which is obviously guaranteed. Gary Neville seems to have a monopoly on that shit. But I think he will say, similar to kind of what Ange said, to be fair, a lot of it about injuries. I think he will say that if he had, because he'll name Solanke, Kulu, Madders, Kudus.
He couldn't execute his style of play.
Whoever Berg. All these guys that have spent
in and out.
Yeah, spent large periods. I think he'll say like those are 5 players. Even just if you look at Solanke, Madders, Kulu, Kudus, just take those 4. Because those are 4 decent players. Whatever anyone wants to say about them. Who 3 of them? I mean, Solanke's only just come back. Kulu
hasn't played. Hedged.
Hedged. We don't know what. Maybe no. There's no more Hedged. There's no more Hedged. I don't know. And then Madders obviously out the whole season with the ACL, and Kudus is obviously played up until about Christmas, I think, and then he was out. He's out till March. So I think he'll tell you if he had those 4 players, like, and he'll probably make a point if you take those 4 those kind of 4 attacking players out of any other team or whatever.
They struggle.
I think he'll think a lot of it is to do with injuries, and then I think
that's a cop out for me though. And he can say that,
but his squad's not like
I don't know, because
players can just come in at that quality.
He's lost some star power for sure. Star powers is what makes teams go. Obviously, we'll come on to Arsenal's thing, but like, I do think that his injuries have really kicked in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Well, but Madders, Kulu, Solanke, that's been basically all.
Yeah. But Madders, I can't give him Madders because he made it pretty clear that he was gonna buy someone else to replace Madders. Yeah, that's why he bought Xavi Simons, spent 60 million. He was looking for Eze. He was looking for all these other kind of guys. He was kind of making known that I'm trying to get a creative midfielder
but I think that was gonna, I mean, look, he knew that Madders was gonna be out for the whole season in pre-season. So that,
it is what it is there. Losing Kudus was pretty big, but they lost Kudus in December. Yeah. And obviously, Solanke was gone for a long time. Kulu was one of their better players. He's barely played this season. That is bad luck. That is tough luck.
Udogie.
Yeah, no,
I guess Udogie's just injury prone anyway.
He's had injuries, but I think the thing is, Tottenham's squad, as much as we say Tottenham aren't the biggest club or they don't move like the biggest club, is their squad more capable to handle injuries than any of these other teams and clubs that are against them? And it's tough, Some of the managers have been in these clubs longer. Maybe it gives them a bit more know-how and nous to make these moves, but we'll see Herzler and some other guys, some Bournemouth guys, just plug and play some next man, some strangers, get something out of them for 2 weeks whilst my main guy comes back. And it's not to say that Thomas Frank hasn't had injuries that have hampered his Tottenham career. It's just that for me, I feel as if the problem signs were there sort of long before the really big injuries kicked in to send it into overdrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and Tottenham are still just 5 points off of the bottom three.
Yeah, which look, they shouldn't be there, and that's but. Like you mentioned Brighton, right? And Brighton are in a sticky patch at the minute. I think they might be 14th.
Yeah.
But when I look at it, yeah, of the like players that let's say Thomas Frank has had readily available this year, so we'll include Kudus in that and whatever. Like, how many of them get into the Brighton team?
No, but I think it's difficult because as crazy as this sounds,
like Thomas Frank's made them look that bad.
No, I as crazy as this sounds, I actually think like Randall Colomwani gets into the Brighton team, and not as the striker, but he somehow gets into the team because he's a quality player that has
Minte, Mitoma, Rutter.
They'll play.
Gross.
Oh, no, Rutter has to play. That's funny,
Gross.
But you'll somehow play Rutter and Welbeck as 10s and Mwani.
Randall's not getting in there. Kudus can get in there.
Kudus will get in there, but Randall might not be a starting 11 player for Brighton, but he's definitely will be one of their better players.
Costellas.
No, Costellas is a baller, but he'll be one of their better players for players. Herzl will find a way.
Yeah, he'll get a tune.
I'm not even I'm not the biggest Colomwani fan or anything of the sort, but he has to have a bit more quality than Costellas or any of these other guys. That he's 24, he's 25, he's been in World Cup squads, he's played for PSG, he's played for Frankfurt, he's Juventus, all this kind of stuff. Like, at what point can a manager get 5 goals out of him? And like, look, Wani's maybe not the best example. He didn't want to be there to begin with in the first place. But that's genuinely sort of my point. Is like, they signed Paulinho on loan and all this kind of stuff. Like, these are some players that I think other managers in the league would be sort of desperate to get their hands on. And they're not pulling up trees at Tottenham. Conor Gallagher, you've just mentioned, like, how many other managers, if Brighton had an extra 30 million in Jan, is Herzl not pushing that button with everything he has? Like,
but I don't think Thomas Frank's going to come out and say, like, that just wasn't good enough.
So that's the thing. Of course,
he's gonna. But I agree with you. Like, obviously, this isn't like to excuse Thomas Frank. We've been saying for weeks that he needs to show the Tottenham fans something. And the way he's managed the team, the way he's managed certain individuals, like Thomas Frank, if he was on a podcast tomorrow, couldn't tell you what Tottenham's best midfield 3 is, and he's been in the job for 7-8 months.
And he's meant to be.
He must have picked like 4 or 5 different combinations. Bissouma came in from the cold out of nowhere, and then he got dragged at halftime against Newcastle because he was shocking. After Frank hanging him out to dry, like he's done a lot of things wrong, and there probably isn't a single Tottenham player that you would look at and say they're actually better than they were last season.
No, there isn't. But that's on Frank.
Real problematic.
But that's on Frank.
Because your remit is to get the best out. But if your question to me is what Frank will say, I think he'll say injuries.
No, that's the right answer to the question. He probably will come out and say injuries.
And he'll say something like, if I'd had like some of those players fit, like because the last thing you want in those sticky situations is to Kudus to be out for 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So like you haven't won in so many games now. Your best of forwards out for 3 months, and then and that's making. But I'm just if he's gonna give his point of view,
and don't get me wrong. Obviously, Odebear and Tel aren't Kudus. Yeah, but Kudus is out for 3 months. Can you get something out of Odebear, Tel, Simmons, Solanke, Colomwani? Like, for whatever we think about them, their names in the game, apart from Odebear, is not really a name, but their names in the game, and the actuality of their talent might not be as high as the public might think. But I do think, like, Tottenham fans have been complaining about Tel's minutes. What does it take for Matthias Tel to get the game? And like, that's the kind of stuff that I think it's going to be difficult for Thomas Frank to answer. And it's like, don't get me wrong, you're right. If Gary's asking him the questions, if Jamie's asking the questions, he'll say injuries. But in the cold light of day, when Thomas Frank is getting out of the shower and he's by himself and he's like, man, how am I unemployed? Like, I think he's going to have to ask himself some serious questions. And I know Thomas Frank is a nerd, so I know he's going to watch every Premier League game from now to the end of the season.
He's going to be hate watching Tottenham.
And he's going to be thinking, I'm better than this manager, I'm better than that manager. I know,
I'm pretty sure he is better than Igor Tudor. But so is your point maybe there that like it's on the managers to get the best out of players and attacking players?
especially
Because
well, maybe more especially
that
at
could be a nice transition.
maybe more especially at smaller clubs, but I think especially at these bigger clubs with the scope and the media pressure and all these eyes on you type stuff. I think for a manager, it's tough to hide behind injuries when your squad, just as a matter of fact, it is pretty bigger or more filled up with quality than some of these other squads who might lose their star man. And that's that. Like, I'm trying to think of a team that is really reliant on one player. But,
Fulham.
yeah. Fulham lose, Harry Wilson and Jimenez. It's curtains. But Fulham, by the way, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games.
Yeah.
I was looking at the form table.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing of like there is more pressure on you to find ways to find solutions than there would be maybe on like Daniel Farker if he loses Calvert-Lewin or whoever it is. Because what's Daniel Farker meant to do if he loses Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a bag to dive into.
Well, look, I mean, on that point, where Thomas Frank for sure has to take blame for that, and I think that it's a pretty good point to transition on if we're talking about managers getting the best out of their team, and especially if we're talking about squads and stuff. The focus of this episode will be on Arsenal. So Chelsea fans, United fans, Tottenham fans, this is your opportunity to click off
and subscribe.
Subscribe
before you click off subscribe.
Although actually, to be fair, we're gonna have some very real conversations. So, and as you can see by the title of this video, it's probably something like, "Will Arsenal win the league?" And stay tuned to the end to find out our answer. Because the answer might be no. So we'll see. We'll have a conversation and find out. But look, Arsenal went to Brentford last week. They drew after City had won at Anfield, meaning that the gap is now 4 points. Before, obviously, Arsenal played Wigan on the weekend, just gone in the FA Cup, and they dealt with Wigan. But we're mainly going to focus on the Brentford game and the Premier League stuff. But there were some good things in the Wigan game that I think we can draw on as well that might help us in our conversation. So, look, this is kind of how I want to do this. Yeah, I want to speak about the players. Yeah. Now, we've kind of done this before, but maybe not in as much detail as we maybe can have the opportunity to do now. And then talk about the manager, and then talk about minerals, really. Minerals. Yeah. And what it's going to take.
Yeah.
And what the following steps need to be and whatever, and how Man City are looking. We can bring that into it. But if we start with the players, similar conversation to one we've had all season. Defense and midfield, well done. Nothing to talk about. Every week you do your job. At Brentford, I can't get onto you. Those kind of long throws, they're like missiles.
They're tough, bro. Straight into the 6-yard area.
The fact that we've only conceded one of them. Gabriel, Raya, Mosquera coming in for that. I know Saliba didn't fancy that one. Illness. But it's calm. It's calm. He can have the Ozil treatment because Mosquera is here. So fine. Right? But can that Mosquera tackle? Oh my God. I can't stop watching that tackle.
I just saw the goal. I just saw Igor Thiago line up his body.
Yeah. Middle of the goal.
I was like, that's it.
Yeah, 2-1.
Just wait for the ball to hit the back and hear the sound of the crowd.
I mean, how big that tackle could be is unbelievable. But yeah, look, defensive midfield doing what they need to do. Now, we're going to talk about the forward players because that has been the issue for Arsenal pretty much all season. I think for the first part of the season, a lot of us were kind of convinced that the set pieces were getting us through, and there will come a point when open goals
clicks.
That will happen. And so what I want to do is kind of go through these players, the attacking players of Arsenal, and kind of have a conversation about up until this point, which is February 17th, in this Premier League season, in this Champions League, in this season for Arsenal, who have kind of like, would you say, have done their job? You can give them a green tick. Yeah, you've done what you needed to do. And who has kind of failed, and who are we really expecting more from, and might actually need more from if we are going to win something.
Yeah.
So first up, I've got Gabriel Jesus. Now his squad role would have been squad player. So do you reckon he's fulfilled that?
Yeah, I think Jesus has fulfilled his role as a squad player. He's given us moments. He's been poor in some games. He's been good in some games, but he's someone I could actually somewhat count on for 15 minutes at the end of games, and that really is his role as a squad player.
Yep.
To me, anyway.
I've got Jesus as a green tick here. Not just those 10-15 minutes, goal against Villa.
Yeah.
2 goals in San Siro.
Wolves, I still count him. I still give him the Wolves goal.
Yeah.
We don't beat Wolves without Jesus.
Oh, I've got someone else on this list. I need to give that to prop them up. But,
no.
Yeah. So Jesus, and look, coming off the ACL, I said you give me 1 goal, 1 Premier League goal.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. And the Villa one was beautiful. So calm, Jesus. And people might be like, Jesus, there's not an expectation on Jesus to really do anything.
He's done back-to-back ACL.
Yeah, he's the 3rd choice striker. So Jesus, calm, no conversation there. Martinelli, squad role, squad player.
I think it's tough because Martinelli's had such a weird year. Like, he's been big for us in all these other competitions, but still only has 1 goal in the Premier League.
But like, I've got him down as a green tick. I sent you that stat of no Arsenal player other than Ian Wright has scored 12 something goals, or more than 10 goals in cup competitions, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League since Ian Wright in like 97, 98 or something.
Do you know what?
Not the definition of a squad player?
It is a definition of a squad player.
6 Champions League goals, 4, 5.
There is a little bit of like just bias. Like, Martinelli kind of is doing his job. There isn't that many games of Martinelli starting and me being just super frustrated because he's running the ball out of play or lacking threat or not putting decent enough balls into the box. So because there's less of that, you can say he's fulfilling his role as a squad player, but it's just something about knowing that Martinelli can score goals and is proving to score goals again this season, but still has 1 in the league that frustrates me. But I wouldn't say that he's not doing his job. When he runs hard, like we know, he tracks back, he does all the stuff that we need him to do. He hasn't had enough starts, maybe, for him to have more Premier League games. I don't know how many games he started in the Prem. But I'm not mad at people saying he's doing his job. I just need more than 1 goal from someone who's proven to be able to score more than 1 goal.
I agree. There can be more to come from Martinelli, but the 6 goals in the Champions League,
a couple in each,
4 or 5 goals FA Cup, Carabao, whatever that is, those are where he's getting the majority of his starts. Like you say, there hasn't been loads of starts. He should have more than 1 goal. I agree, because he's proven to do more than that. But a squad player, to me, is someone that will come in and do the job when they need to do the job.
Yeah.
And Trossard's been the 1st choice left winger this season, which means that Martinelli has had the 2nd string competition.
Yeah.
And he scored goals in those.
Yeah,
I feel like that is the role of a squad player.
No, it's fair. As I say, like, I'm not mad at the thought that Martinelli's done he's like sort of fulfilling his role this season. I would agree with that. I just can't have him comfortable on just 1 goal.
Okay, but what we'll say, calm, tick.
Oh yeah. He has done his job
so far. Yeah, Madueke.
I think
might have been a slightly.
Noni's kind of funny because it's like it's the opposite to Martinelli in the sense. I know he only has 2. He has more goals than Martinelli, but like he has a lot better starts and performances in the league without a GA.
Yeah,
but I do feel as if he's kind of doing his job. Saka's resting, Saka's injured, Saka's whatever. Noni's not like a complete clown, you know? Like, it's not the Sterling thing. We have to remember where we've come from, all this kind of stuff. Like, we're not going to war with no one. No one that can deliver. So,
and there's 3 Champions League goals.
As much as I want to get on to Martinelli for the GA, I do feel as if Noni he has the same pressure, score more goals in the Premier League, but he has, in my mind, because I never wanted Noni to be the main starter or whatever it is. So I'm happy with what he's coming off the bench. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 60 minutes here. Like, just get more goals and there isn't an issue. But yeah, I'd say he's doing his job.
Look, I agree. I think this conversation might have been a bit different a couple of weeks ago before Noni had any goals. But like you say, his performances, like we were saying off air, like even without the GA, like Noni's a good footballer. Like, you can just see that. Yeah,
he actually really is our only. He's our really only like true winger in the squad. Still, I'd say, like, Saka's a winger. Martinelli's a winger, but we've seen Arteta play them in different roles throughout their times at Arsenal. Whereas I don't actually think we'll ever see Noni play any other role.
Yeah. That is true.
Than a winger.
Yeah. Because even Trossard goes and plays other roles.
Yeah.
But I think obviously, similar to Martinelli, you want more goals, you want more assists always from your forward players. But Noni's a good footballer. When Noni's come in and played, the big thing about signing Noni was Arteta. We said Arteta was banking on Saka probably getting injured at some point this year.
Yeah,
and Noni needing to come in. Whenever Saka has been out of the team, Saka being out of the team has not cost us points and ultimately will not cost us this league title if we don't win it. Because when Saka has been out of the team, Noni's come in and Noni's performed to the level to keep things ticking over. Like, there aren't really any games this year I can think of where it's like, oh, Noni's had to come in and
it's been awful.
We've fucked it up.
Yeah, it's been shit. How's he missed that?
Obviously the period at the start of the season, we were all loving the Noni vibes and everything. And then obviously this period when Saka goes out at Leeds, and again, we've done all right. Leeds, Sunderland, whatever. So Brentford, Noni actually scores. He scores a great header. I think Noni has done his job. He's been a good player. He is a squad player. We need more numbers and whatever, but so far, so good. Now we'll go to Trossard, who, above and beyond.
Yeah, he's just done his job.
Because his role is squad player.
Yeah. But now he's the starting winger, and even as the starting winger,
he's not just the starting winger, he's our best attacker.
I'd say he's done his job.
This season, he's been our best attacker.
Yeah, and I'd even say that he's sort of been out of form the last 3 weeks. Yeah, 2-3 weeks or 2-3 game weeks or whatever it is. But I think he still got an assist the other day. I think there was still one of those games. He's still involved. He's still somewhat of a threat. He's still who I would have if I had to choose our starting XI. And literally, like we talked about the set piece goals and stuff early on in the season. Besides, if we take out Trossard's goals, it might just all be set piece goals.
Yeah.
you
honestly.
Know,
look, I think, and we've said this before, it's been spoken about Trossard getting the pay rise in the summer. Arsenal fans in meltdown, but respect to Trossard, because what he's come on this year, he's really kind of helped carry that attack on his back upwards. I feel like, and for a guy whose role is just to be a squad player, he's gone above and beyond that. So shout out to Trossard, no complaints. Like we said, if Trossard, and we said this from like November, Trossard comes out,
thank you.
Someone else needs to step up now.
It was still a very much a thank you.
But so then we got Havertz, which I've given an NA. You can't really drop, but when Havertz was here,
for the
wins and
the 10 days that Havertz.
But you see what Arteta said today?
No,
he said maybe for Sunday Havertz.
Oh, is it for the Tottenham game?
Which is perfect. He misses the 2 games I brought him in my team for, and then he's back. In the double game week.
Well, Arteta, man. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So look, Havertz will give an NA. Havertz, I'll say above and beyond, because he scored against Chelsea and he celebrated. So we'll say above and beyond. Havertz. Okay, now these 4, where maybe there's a bit more conversation to be had, a bit more kind of where we can actually draw onto what it's going to take for Arsenal to win this.
Yeah.
And those 4 players are Saka, Gyökeres, Odegaard, and Eze. So we'll take this one by one. And I think let's have the Eze conversation.
Yeah,
because I think it seems about time that we have this conversation with. I feel like we've done everything we possibly can to come here and defend Eze week in, week out, be on his side. And we were telling ourselves Arteta's gearing him up for the run-in, and
that was my last ditch effort.
And look, hopefully, maybe there's 5% of us that still believes that can happen. But it's hooked again at halftime in the Brentford game. But obviously, he did start against Wigan, and he was really good against Wigan. But hooked at halftime in the Brentford game. His last start in the Premier League was Villa, and he got hooked in that.
Yikes.
Now, before we get into the conversation about like what it's going to take from Eze obviously needs to up his game for Arsenal to go and do major things. But if this was any other football club, like if this was Man United, we would be here on this podcast saying, well, the Man United manager didn't want Eze clearly. And I'm not saying this is the case.
Yeah.
Like we've had conversations off air. Obviously, Arteta wanted Eze. I've said before, Arsenal Football Club do not do deals that quickly.
Yeah.
If everyone's not on the same page. But just to play devil's advocate, just to maybe put some unbiasedness in there,
Yeah.
if it was Man United, we would be,
Those would be the
saying,
convos.
yo, the manager doesn't want this guy. He's hanging him out to dry, and they've paid 70 million for him. And when he does play, he brings him off at half time, and he does everything he can not to play him. He'll put Mourinho in there. He'll put Odegaard in there. He'll put Saka in there. Maybe it seems now. We'll see, but it seems like the manager and this player is 27. This player should be at the level. This player's come to Arsenal as the marquee signing in the summer. Did actually cost more than Victor Gyökeres. Like there's a lot of questions. Like you said on the chat, the Eze stuff is dark. I don't know what Arteta's really trying to do here.
I'm lost for words. It's not even necessarily been an entire defense of Eze, but more a defense of Arteta's use of Eze.
Yeah,
like it's tough to say that Eze hasn't. Sorry, it's tough to say that Eze has fulfilled his roles or job responsibilities this season when I feel like there's been 3 different responsibilities for Eze. When Eze came, he was a part of the first team, the starting next side. He was one of our go-to guys, someone that we were saying we should be leaning on. I spent like the whole summer, since Eze came, I spent like the last days of summer and the beginning of the season talking about the Eze Saka 2-man step. I can't wait to goal scorer creators, a sort of maverick players. And initially that seemed to be Eze's role. Then he had a great game versus Tottenham, and then Arteta just scrapped it. Soon after the Villa game, Arteta scrapped it, and it seems as if Eze's role was to be a squad player from then on till now. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I thought Eze deserved to be subbed at the Brentford game, or I understand Arteta making that decision to sub him. I don't think he had a great game. I don't think he had a great half. Something had to change. Yeah, it's a bit tough when you make that change in isolation. If you sub Eze and Trossard off and you make 2 changes,
look, obviously Noni scores the goal, so it's a fair play, and I guess that's why Arteta's a manager. But in that first half, Eze was not worse than Noni. Noni wasn't good in the first.
No, there was a lot. Noni wasn't good in the first. There was a lot of players that wasn't good. Something had to change. Yeah. That's why I was. It's but a bit. It does. He's drawn him out when he's made the one change. He's drawn him out when he makes the one change.
Do you feel like there is a bit of like, it's always Eze. Like it will always be Eze.
I'm just
like we're still yet to see Odegaard get hooked at half time, and Odegaard's dropped some stinkers.
No, Odegaard hasn't been hooked at half time. The closest he'll do it is like the 55th minute. I just think that. Honestly, I'm speculating here because I don't know what's going on, but I just think that at some point in the season, Arteta's maybe realized that Eze's playing style isn't actually what he wants to see for 90 minutes. Like at some point in the season, he's made a decision that, but I don't like this for a full night. I like this in 20-minute spurts. I like this in 15-minute spurts. I like this against the lower league opposition, for 90 minutes. But there has been no evidence since December. That Arteta actually likes to see Eze play football for 90 minutes or thinks that he has something to offer this team in a 90-minute spell. And I get it. The treatment of Eze is so different to the treatment of Odegaard or any of the other players. Obviously, Eze hasn't been able to work his way into that level of trust from the manager. But now we are getting to the point where it's like, I agree that Eze didn't play well on the weekend, but I also don't think he starts against Tottenham on the weekend. Sorry. I don't think he played well against Brentford the other day. He played well on the weekend. I don't think he played well against Brentford the other day. But I don't think he makes him start against what he did on the weekend. Doesn't make him start against Tottenham, for example. I think Odegaard will come back in and all this kind of stuff. So that's why I say it's dark, because it's like, look, Eze, Arteta gives him like this half chance to make a full impact. Arteta gives him.
That's what it feels like.
15 minutes, 20 minutes, 45 minutes against a tough Brentford team. The problem with that Brentford game was Brentford obviously played very well. There was 0 space in behind. Like every ball that we were playing had to be pinpoint, perfect, precise in between the lines to the winger, whatever it was. Like Martinelli, Trossard, Saka, Noni, whoever it was. There wasn't a single ball that went over the top that could stretch a defense, that could get Gyökeres in behind for a tap-in. There was none of that. So it's all clumped up. Everything is right in front of the defense. Brentford are doing well, shuffling from side to side. I am I shocked that Eze hasn't been able to make an impact in the game? It's Brentford on a Thursday night. It's raining, it's cold, it's dark. It's like it's difficult. Yeah, Eze is the kind of guy that even in those games just takes that one magic moment. But I understand Arteta. I would have also killed Arteta if we got to the 80th minute and he had kept the same team out there and nothing had changed.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
so he's got decisions to make. I understand the decision of taking off Eze. I just don't know what it does for us moving forward. Like I don't think I can't tell you a game that Eze starts now.
Yeah, and look, well, this like so I agree with what you're saying about like it or at least the optics of it, yeah, because I don't want to actually believe that this is the case, yeah. But the optics of it are that Arteta likes what Eze has for 20 minutes, yeah, and I don't want to believe that, yeah, but that's what the optics of it are, yeah, and he doesn't like that for 90 minutes or across the whole game and whatever, which would then kind of somewhat tell us, you can extrapolate it to this isn't Arteta's guy. And Arteta doesn't like this guy's game across 90 minutes. He doesn't.
But there's a stark difference. Like the first 6 months of Eze,
yeah,
and the last couple months that we've had, just even in Arteta in the first 6 months, he's a great guy. Eze, everybody loves Eze. God-fearing man, settled down, family, kids. He brings so much to the squad. He brings everything. Now you're asking about Eze, it's like you're offending him. It's like, why would you even bring that up? Why would you even mention that? He's played more games than he did last year, and it's like
that's the psyop stuff, though.
What has something gone on in behind the scenes? Is there something that we're not privy to?
Well,
like,
honestly,
because it's not just I'm not starting Eze anymore in football matches. As much as that is the biggest be all and end all of it, it just seems as if also everything else around it is like, let's sweep this under the rug. Let's pretend as if we didn't spend 70 million on him. Kai's out. We bought Eze because Kai's out. Kai's out again, but let's not play Eze. Like,
I mean, for me, it was away at Forest. I'd given Arteta all the grace I could give him. And away at Forest, when he took Odegaard off, he brought Marino on, right? And we said on the pod afterwards, Marino can score goals. Marino can score clutch goals. It's not that, but the optics of that change. Like, Eze can't get half, and then you give Eze 5-10 minutes at the end or whatever, like you say, a half chance to make a full impact. Yeah, look, but I don't believe that is what Arteta is thinking. Like, I think Arteta does understand what Eze can bring.
Is Eze injured? Is he carrying something that we don't know?
But I think on the flip side, I think there is an element of like, for me as a fan and a fan of Eze, I've been watching games and I've been telling you, like, if Eze is not doing anything for 70 minutes, like, I'm relatively okay with it, because he can have a magic moment and win us the game. But because that shit is not happening from Eze, now it's like, well, maybe it is for Arteta. This I do kind of believe is for Arteta. It's not like, this isn't Palace, yeah. So you can't coast for 60 or 20, 25 minutes in a game, and then for the next 20, 25 minutes you're on the ball and you're doing what you need to do. And that's just not what Arteta's gonna accept. So then I'm also looking at Eze, not just an Arteta thing. Like, I don't think Arteta's treatment of him has been right, but then I'm looking at Eze, and because we were saying that when Eze does get that chance, we were feeling very confident
they will take
that
it.
Eze will come.
Yeah. His confidence has been knocked,
and it has been shot, and that is on Arteta. But at the same, but again, you're 27. Like, we'll have a conversation about Gyökeres, and one of the plus points for Gyökeres is we wanted Gyökeres because
he's a mature
he's
guy.
not going to get that.
Yeah. He's shown that a little bit.
Yeah, he has, exactly. That's going to be. That's what I say. It's a positive point for Gyökeres, because Sesko needs to hold bench.
Yeah.
Because But Gyökeres, he just comes again with the mentality. That's what we thought Eze should have, but when he is getting those chances, the performances aren't looking great. Eze is
he's not entirely a confidence player, but obviously when his confidence is high, you get to see a lot more of that magic. I think for me, it's just, I understand the point you've just made, but with you saying that his last start other than Brentford was Villa, like how
Premier League.
What are we talking about? You know, like how many games is that in between where Arteta has deliberately left Eze out of the starting lineup in a Premier League game, which is our most important, for me anyway, our most important title to win, the most important challenge to put up. So there is something in Eze's game that Arteta doesn't think all of a sudden is suitable for his Premier League style of play, his Premier League football. And it's calm if Eze doesn't get on the ball enough for you. It's calm if Eze only shows up in moments and you're not sure about that for 90 minutes and all that kind of stuff. Just play him left wing then. Like just
but our best attacker. This is where it's been a bit deep for, like, because I agree with you.
Play right wing then.
Like right wing.
Yeah. Like I fully refuse to believe.
Because Trossard's undroppable.
No, I fully refuse to believe that. Like, if Eze isn't the high octane number 10 that Arteta wants on the ball, after, push, get on the Odegaard stuff.
Did you see what just quickly what Keith Andrews said about Odegaard?
No.
Keith Andrews, because Odegaard came on at half time.
Yeah.
And Keith Andrews was like, yeah, we knew that they would get a lot better when Odegaard came on. He was like, the way Odegaard comes out to press, his timing and the angle that he comes at, he makes it very difficult for our defenders to find.
And I like, but we've gone too woke now. Like, we've gone way too woke now. If the angles of the press start to mean more than goal threat, goal factor, like,
But it's woke and worrying when it's Keith Andrews. Like, Arteta can say that shit and we can all like pass it to the side. Yeah, but Keith Andrews needs to come out and tell us how much the game's going to change when Odegaard,
because he presses at a certain angle.
But yeah, go on.
I just feel like, come on, man. Maybe he's not the profile of 10 that you want and on the ball, all that kind of stuff. But I just refuse to believe that there isn't another position for Eze on this football pitch. I refuse to believe that any of these other guys that we've mentioned, Trossard included, bro, who's had a good season, who is our best attacker, who has been so good for us this season. Like, I think Eze could get, Trossard's probably got 5 Premier League goals. I think Eze could get that in the next 2-3 games if we if we find the way to get him in the team.
Yeah. But like, he's got up here as well.
Obviously, Eze's got up here, but and for Eze to up it, he's got to be playing 90s and feeling confident and feeling as if, like, I'm not just a squad player here. Yeah, if that happens.
Yeah,
but that's sort of what I feel about Eze's ability and talent. Like, for as good as Trossard's been, if Eze is confident and has something in his step, I think he can get 5 goals, 5 assists. Just
pretty straight
rolling off
just one eye closed, rolling out of bed.
So it's like, all right, Arteta, like, maybe he isn't the 10 that you want, yeah, or maybe whatever, but I just refuse to believe that there isn't space for him in this team to play more than 15 minutes.
And look, I think that is a point that me and you have agreed on from the start of the season, that this team isn't good enough for Eze to be on the bench. It was a point we made after Man City when Arteta did his nonsense in that game. And we made that point, but
and we saw it after that point. He played Eze every game.
Yeah. But Eze, he's not getting in this team at left wing because Trossard is, I'm not joking, he's undroppable. He is our best attacker. Trossard has to play every single Champions League and Premier League.
It's just frustrating because...
But as a 10, but then it's like, you're meant to be a 10, bro. Like, the left wing thing was meant to be more programming, more downloading, more like... But Grealish, the Grealish thing, I'm seeing this again come up on... We were quite pretty confident that Eze wasn't going to get Grealish.
It's nasty.
We were confident Eze wasn't going to get Grealish. I don't know what's going on. Look, we just need to see what happens towards the end of the season. Eze needs to up it. And on Arteta's side, like you say, okay, so Eze's performance against Wigan, it's not going to be enough to get him in the team for Wolves tomorrow or Tottenham on the weekend, yeah. Although Arteta said that Odegaard's out for tomorrow, so maybe he will play, if Havertz. But the moment Havertz and Odegaard are back, Eze's probably back down to third choice. So it's then making me think, and I'm looking at the rest of the season, and I'm like, after everything we've said about Arteta and him not liking certain things in Eze's game, is he really going to use Eze for the last 10 games of the season when there's 15 finals to play or something?
He isn't. And the reason...
And then what does Eze season... Like, if this season was to end tomorrow and we didn't win the league, like, the conversations on Eze are probably quite dark.
Yeah, they are dark. We have to accept that. It just is a dark situation. I was saying that I'm gearing up for Arteta to be playing Eze for the final 10 games, but if Odegaard's going to be out with 12, 13 games to go and Eze's still not going to be getting starts 90s, then how is he just going to throw him in for the final 10 games? You know, why would you even do that to a player? Like, so I think the Eze thing, it's just honestly upon Eze to move the needle. Like, move the needle so much so that it is beyond doubt. And maybe that is
undoubtable.
And maybe that is fair enough pressure to put on Eze, because ultimately, at the end of the day, your job is to dislodge the Arsenal captain. Yeah, so you can't dislodge the Arsenal captain on some meaty, he's just about better than him. Like,
like, it's touching.
It has to be like so clear as day, so obvious. Like, where it's almost negligence for Arteta to be putting Odegaard into the team ahead of Eze because of Eze's form. And it's maybe an unfair amount of pressure to put on Eze, but it's starting to look like that's what it's going to take for him to get back into the team. Because if Odegaard's fit, it seems as if Odegaard's going to play, and if Eze is only going to make sort of a halfway impact, then he's probably not done enough to overthrow it. And we'll just have to see what happens sort of in the summer and next season. And and it gets so dark, and obviously we'll continue the convo, but it gets so dark if we don't win the Prem.
Yeah.
Because then I think anything's on the table.
Yeah, I agree. And look, both of us know how good of a player Eze is. Like, I just can't see it not working out for Eze. Like, when Eze leaves Arsenal, I can't really imagine a world where it's not worked out for him.
No, he'll do well.
Like, he is a quality player. Like we said, he's 27. He's still got years in the game. But something needs to be done between him and Arteta. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, but
a bonding trip, bro, a fishing trip.
Like, whatever, something needs to happen, because it's
drive up
it's
to
just
Wolves
not,
together.
Yeah,
just share the journey on the way up to Wolves. Just you two.
Similar to what, like, obviously Thomas Frank got basically nothing out of Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
And we both probably agree that Fabian Herzler or Marco Silva probably would get something more.
Yeah.
And if Eze had gone to one of those clubs, we can probably make the same point.
Yeah.
Like, does Fabian Herzler find a way for Eze to be on 10 and 5 by now? And obviously it's different. It's Brighton. It's a small, all of that stuff. But like, Arteta's not getting the maximum out of Eze. That is one thing we can just say categorically.
Full stop. Yeah, full stop.
Look. Okay. Let's move on to Odegaard. We don't need to have a long conversation about this because we've given Odegaard a lot of airtime. Odegaard came on against Brentford, and I thought he changed the game.
Yeah,
when
for
he
20
came
minutes.
on.
Yeah. And then lost the game because
obviously Declan Rice should have scored, should have made it 2-0.
They conceded at the back post, and Odegaard
because he fell asleep. But we're not allowed to criticize Odegaard for that, remember, because that's just
honestly. I actually don't have much to say about Odegaard other than just like, if you're not fit, I think just stay away from the team. just give Eze or anybody else, because I'm actually like, I'm just tired now. Like, I've done my best to back you to stay in the corner, to fight the fight, yeah. But you're obviously just incapable of staying fit at this stage. Like, there's something seriously going on. You're rushing back too soon. You're trying to prove that the doubt is wrong. It's come to the stage now, Odegaard, where it's like, either be fit and be at your best, or be, even if it's 80% fit, but we can just say that you're ready to go, or stay away from the team. Because this whole, I'm in for a game,
and then I'm out.
I'm out for 3 games. I'm in for a game. Like, it's not only detrimental to the team, but obviously it's fucking with Arteta. Yeah. It's fucking with his decision making. Arteta's he doesn't know whether to completely stick or twist.
Yeah,
he's somewhere in the middle. Yeah. Like, you're
it's been like that with Odegaard from the start of the season. The second game of the season, he got injured against Leeds, and then it was West Ham. Remember, he got like injured in the first 4 home games of the season. Like,
your first player to come off at half time.
Yeah.
First captain to come off at half time in 3 consecutive home games.
Yeah.
What?
But I'm not gonna kill him because he did kind of change the game in our favor for that second half. So
I think that's what's making it more annoying.
If anything, he's even +1, -1.
For me, that's what's making it more annoying. Is like, you'll come in from the start, you'll have a bad game. You're coming off the bench, you'll have a good game. And then we'll put you back in the start and we'll feel like, oh, he's had a good game. He's got rid of the rust and the injury is off now. And then he'll get injured again or have another bad game.
Yeah.
Like, I think you just got to make up your mind, Odegaard, about you're the club captain. you obviously want to win this title more than anybody else, and there is ways in which we can win it without you on the pitch, and you can still get your sort of credit and like whoever the captain is, regardless of if they played a minute or no minutes, will be the guy with the photos, will be the guy that we will remember, and they'll say, "Do you remember
What you
Martin?"
saying, Jeff Teague in Milwaukee?
Yeah. Like,
Fear the day.
Jeff Teague talked about his chip today.
He talks
About his chip right now.
Fear the day.
So, so that's just my thing on Odegaard is like, make a decision. If you're gonna come back for the Tottenham game, you better be back to the end of the season.
And at a level.
Yeah, and if you're gonna come back for the Tottenham game and not be at the level, or maybe be at the level for the Tottenham game and be injured for the game afterwards, then just tell Arteta, like, I think you should probably play as for the next 2 games. Like, as a captain, I think this is what's best for the team, as opposed to like, and he won't do that obviously, but you know.
Yeah, no, I agreed. And look, we've had Odegaard conversations. We don't need to have any more Odegaard conversations. Okay, last 2 players are Saka and Gyökeres. We'll go to Gyökeres first.
Yeah.
Now this is
that's an interesting.
It's an interesting one because Gyökeres, like similarly to Eze, if we're doing it kind of how we did the other one, Eze, in my opinion, was signed to be difference maker, first team player. And he hasn't done that. So you got to say that signing hasn't worked out so far, but I still believe in that. Gyökeres, the same thing. Gyökeres was signed, the striker Arsenal need, the gunman. Like if we were actually going to talk about Havertz's role probably is demoted to squad player at the start of this season because we've signed Gyökeres. And Gyökeres is coming difference maker, goal scorer, number 9 that we needed, and 15 goals. Yeah. Now he's probably not going to hit 15 goals, which makes it difficult to kind of say if he's been a success. But at the same time, the Gyökeres success or failure is directly linked to winning the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not winning the league. Like if we win the league and Gyökeres has scored 12 goals,
it was the difference.
That's 18 goals to me. But if we don't win the league and Gyökeres has scored 12 goals, he's failed. Just because we needed him to hit 15. So that's where it's difficult to have the conversation and it's directly linked. But at the moment, he's on 8 Premier League goals. You could comfortably say that he'll hit 10 to 12.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if you want to take the first 6 months, you'd be like, maybe he's been a bit underwhelming and he's not really hit the heights of starter, game changer, 25 goal a season striker. However, obviously we've seen this before. Yeah. Havertz first 6 months wasn't pulling up that many trees, a lot of question marks over him, price tag, wages, all the rest of it. Every Arsenal fan remembers. And then we got the Havertz sort of final 6 months of his first season, ball in, goals, back of the net stuff. Like, it seems as if Gyökeres has somewhat started that. Like, his Jan was really good. He had a really good Jan. He scored the other day, not in the last game, but the game before.
Yeah.
So he scored in Feb as well. Like,
the Leeds game.
If he...
And he had a good performance against Brentford.
He did have a good performance against Brentford. I agree. So, for me, Gyökeres, it's like first 6 months of the season, if you want to say that he's been underwhelming, I would agree with you. However, I'm seeing some green shoots that make me give like pause for thought, as opposed to just being like, yeah, he's a scrub, he's trash, he'll never be anything, all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, if he does get to 13 Premier League goals, couple penalties, last kind of match days, getting to 15, whatever it is. Obviously, if he's win the league, he's success, but like, I'm seeing stuff where it's like, all right, well, this is a profile of a player that we don't have. Like, he isn't the Haaland 30 goal a season, just slug him out. But he might not even be the Havertz, like, nailed on starter when fit type stuff. But if he can chip in with, I don't think any Arsenal fan should ever sniff at sort of 13 to 15 Premier League goals.
No, but if he gets 14 or 15 and we don't win the league, he's done his job.
Yeah, I don't know if he's sniff at that.
That's calm. I'm not. But 12. I'm gonna say like you haven't been successful.
And I'm sort of calm and happy with that, because that means only sort of 4 more goals between now and the end of the season.
And those 4 goals, 3 goals from 12 to 15. Will probably be the difference, because we're talking Premier League goals. So if you move from 12 to 15, we probably do win.
It means a 0-0 game is a 1-0 game.
Exactly, we probably do win the league.
Yeah. So look, and that's why it's like I'm not fully ready to kill Gyökeres. I'm more leaning towards the like. I like what he's given us. Yeah, he's not everything I thought he would be, but I do kind of like somewhat of what he gives us. And I was saying to you the other day, like, no one speaks about it because yes, whether it's his job, but he does just score some striker goals for us.
Yeah.
Like that we haven't really been
I mean,
getting.
those seem to be the only ones.
yeah. That we haven't really been getting. And there is also the asterisk of like a cup competition, a cup final. Gyökeres scores in the Carabao Cup final to win us the final. He like, come on, if he scores also goals to take us to the Champions League final, like strikers can easily change the narrative. Like Joselu can get 2 goals and just become a Madrid legend. So it's easy to change the narrative as a striker. But for now, I understand if some fans will be underwhelmed. But I think if you're a true Arsenal fan, I don't know. Like, I think if you're super critical of Gyökeres, it's probably just because you like feed into the online stuff. You know?
And but also, to be fair, I think it depends on for Arsenal fans what your expectation was of Gyökeres when he came in and what you wanted from him. Like, me and you were very much on the same page of like, we actually don't give a shit about anything he does on the pitch other than goals. Yeah. But if you were an Arsenal fan that was like, no, I want my striker to link up the play and do everything else, I'd also expect you to be the biggest Havertz fan. Yeah. but if that's what you wanted from your striker, then I think it's fair enough to not be too overly happy with what Gyökeres is giving you.
Yeah.
But we just wanted goals. He's on 8. I'm pretty sure he'll get to 10, 12 pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
If he gets to 15, then job done. We probably win the league. So, and that's what, like, we're talking about what it might take. It like, if one of our players gets to 15 goals, then obviously Gyökeres is the closest. That should probably be enough. Yeah. So, look, at the moment, again, that's why I say it's a difficult one. I can't really say success or
failure
because it's going to depend on whether
everybody we've spoken about. He's the biggest wait and see.
Like, it could even just be 10 Premier League goals if our defense is
on it.
Resolute.
If there's a couple more Everton away is 1-0 pen Gyökeres, like
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I obviously I'll take that. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at that.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Cool. And then the last player, is Bukayo Saka. And I've left until last because I don't actually think in 3 years of podding we've said a bad word about Bukayo Saka. We're not gonna say a bad word, because look, a lot of things are being questioned. A lot of things are like, is he that guy? Can he ever be the franchise player and whatever? And I think a lot of that is nasty work because for 3 seasons in a row, he's shown he can be a franchise player. But it just hasn't worked out like that because obviously they're saying the franchise player that wins the league or the marquee attacker that wins the league. But Bukayo Saka easily could have been that in the last 3 seasons.
Any of the other seasons.
If small margins and luck had gone the other way. But so that's nasty. That's disingenuous. However, Bukayo Saka has 4 Premier League goals this season. It's the middle of February.
And he spaces them out.
Yeah. And you made the point, very good point, about this can't be the down year. Like, I completely agree with that. And I think I still believe, because like every fiber in my body is telling me to believe that Bukayo Saka is going to have something for us Arsenal fans in the run-in. Like, I just can't believe that we're going to go into this run-in and Bukayo Saka is not going to step up and be counted for. I can't believe that.
To combine 2 questions, I think, honestly, our title chances just comes down to that. Like, I am putting all the pressure on Bukayo Saka. I am putting out the bat signal. I am asking my star boy.
Real. Commissioner Gordon is up there, bro.
I am asking my star boy to step up.
Again.
And if Arsenal fans or non-Arsenal fans or anybody wants to ask me, what are your chances of winning the league? Do you feel confident? What's going on? How are you nervous? You're going to bottle it? All this kind of stuff. My answer is quite simple. If Saka turns up for us or shows up for us how he's been showing up for us, I don't even necessarily need him to reach a new level. Yeah, as much as that would be nice. But if he just shows up for us how he's been showing up for us, then I feel pretty confident that we'll have enough to win the league. Yeah? We'll have 5... In 10 games, I think we'll have 5 goals, 5 assists. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's how Saka used to show up for us.
Because I was thinking about this the other day, there's what is that, 12 games left in the Premier League? Saka's on 4 goals, yeah? So, 6 goals in 12? That's 1 in 2. Saka running form, big player, star boy, all of that, like you said. And he ends the season with 10 goals, 8 assists, or whatever.
That's enough.
Like that's big time.
That's what it comes down to for me.
Almost 10 and 10 in a Premier League.
The way I look at it is City's defense is good enough to win them. Sorry, City's attack is good enough to win them the league.
Yep.
Our defense is good enough to win us the league. City need Guehi to be Guehi, running Guehi. We've never seen that, but we need City need Guehi to be the glue, the gel, everything for them at the back. And we need Saka to be the glue, the gel, everything for us in attack. Like, we've got 4-point lead, so we just need to sort of match their record to win the Premier League. But if Saka turns up, or if Saka's back from injury and is able to play 10 games in a row, 12 games in a row at some decent level, at some decent clip, offering us the production that he's offered us before, I feel as if we'll have enough to win the league. If Saka's going to be out, bit part injury, play 3 games, miss 2 games, then we might struggle.
Yeah,
we've seen guys who are doing their jobs, giving us the absolute maximum. We still don't have enough GAs to get us over the line. Yeah, so my whole thing of will Arsenal win the league, what does it come down to? What's it going to take? It's going to take Saka turning Brentford games from 1-1s to 2-1s.
Yeah.
Turning Nottingham Forest games from 0-0s to 1-0s. Liverpool games from 0-0s to 1-0s. Like, he's done that in the past for us. How many games have we scraped past? We don't even look back on them now, just because Saka just got us out of that jam.
And I agree with you. It is Saka. Saka does that. The Wolves game. Yeah, that I wanted to bring back up. Saka bailed us out. Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Right. But, and it is usually Saka. Saka is that guy. He's the guy that we, as Arsenal fans, kind of put our hat on to turn up in those moments. But to win the league, you say Saka's going to have, but not just that, just somebody has to step up.
Yeah.
Between these players here, that I'm going to list off: Trossard, Havertz, Saka, Gyökeres, and Eze. Yeah, I'll leave off Odegaard because I don't know what's. But Eze, Gyökeres, Saka, Havertz, Trossard. Yeah, because the way Trossard's playing, I have to throw him in there. Any of those guys have a heater from now to the end of the season, I think we can win the league.
Okay, I agree with. I somewhat agree with that. But for the reason that, for me, it has to be Saka is because,
like, if Gyökeres is going to get to 15, we already said that he could probably win the league.
Yeah. No, that one I agree with. Havertz, I agree with.
If Trossard gets to 10, which is another 5, we probably win the league.
Well, it's so funny because if Trossard gets to 10, those are 5 big ones. Like Trossard, he's scoring at the Etihad, he's scoring at Brighton away, he's scoring at like some of these big fixtures that we have.
And how hard is that to imagine?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, no? Brighton away. I've seen that before.
I don't want to agree with Trossard, but I agree. If Trossard gets
the
to
way
10,
he's playing.
No, exactly. If Trossard gets to 10, there's at least 3 big ones. In there, squeezed under the keeper, all of that stuff. Yeah. But my thing about it,
and the maddest thing is that it doesn't even have to be one person.
Yeah,
it could just be a combat. Like Trossard can have 3. And
so that's why for me it has to be Saka, because if it is Saka, like he is our LeBron, he is our scorer, assister. Like if Saka's on a heater, it means Saka's forcing a 2-man step with Havertz or Gyökeres or Trossard or whoever it is. So if Saka's going to get to his 10 and 5, 10 and 8, it's because he's
someone else is also getting to their 8 and 5.
He's making sure, like Saka is making sure that someone else, Havertz, you can't miss that one. I've put it right where you need it to be. Right before the keeper, right before the back post, all that kind of stuff. If Gyökeres is getting to his 15, Saka, I'm laying it on a plate for you. I'm beating 2-3 guys. Like,
that is how it happens.
Unfortunately, apart from Havertz.
But then you look at the quality, right? If Gyökeres is getting to 14, is Havertz slipping him? Has Eze found the level?
So I was going to say, apart from Havertz, and Eze should be in that bracket, but apart from Havertz, Saka and Havertz, I trust him. So, like, Havertz is the only other guy that I've seen, like, when he's on it, his game sort of elevates other people's games.
Trossard finds Gyökeres quite a bit, you know.
Trossard does do that. But he does it to a lesser degree. Like when Trossard's balling,
and you were even saying get the IQ technical player.
No, I agree with that, and I agree with that because Trossard is a smart player. He's a smart technical player, but
not as much as Havertz and Saka. I agree.
When Trossard's balling, I just feel like Trossard's balling.
Yeah.
When Saka's balling, I feel like
Everything looks
I
good.
feel like 3 players or more. I
Yeah.
get the triangle, I get Ben White and Odegaard, I get Havertz in the middle.
yeah.
Like everyone just seems to be
Yeah,
balling.
yeah.
The whole level
And when
of
it's
the team.
Havertz, like 8 players.
Yeah, the whole level of the
'Cause
team.
it's
I bring
central,
down
yeah.
Raya. That's a great ball, actually.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
ball into Havertz.
Timber, Saliba.
Chested down, brought down,
Yeah,
feed
yeah.
in. Like there's certain players who, when they're on it, like because of who they are and how they play and their game style, there's at least 3 or 4 other guys that also have to be on it. Because
I agree.
so, and Eze should potentially be in that bracket. He is a creator.
I'm still putting Eze in that.
Goal scorer.
I feel like that's the expectation we need to have of Eze.
And I'm happy to have that expectation of him. Obviously, I just haven't seen it yet in an
Yeah.
Arsenal shirt as much. But that's how I be feeling. Like if Saka's balling, there's at least 3 to 4 other guys that Saka's also made sure that they're balling.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
even them just being a 7 out of 10 with Saka at an 8 or 9, it makes you look like you're also an 8 or 9.
Yeah.
You know, so
And the reason I'm like putting Eze in there like categorically is because we said that like from Palace, Tottenham, and Man City, that Eze won us 8 points.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think those were his last goals in the Prem were against Tottenham. But those 3 games, Palace, Tottenham, and Man City, I'm pretty sure they came in the space of about 8 Premier League games.
Yeah.
So in the run-in now, with 12 Premier League games left, like Eze won us 8 points in 8 Premier League games at the start of the season. If Eze wins us 8 points in 12,
Yeah,
we'll win the league. Yeah, so that's why my point being that like what it will take for Arsenal to win the league is for one or more of these attackers that we've mentioned to seriously up their level and be on a heater. And if that doesn't happen, and all these
Then we're
Arsenal
in trouble.
attackers play how they've
Then we're
been
in trouble.
playing,
But even more so than maybe the players, it's Arteta not hindering the team.
well, that's the last bit of this conversation before we go on to tweet of the week and stuff. Is Mikel Arteta and what he needs to do.
Yeah, Arteta can't hinder the team. Like you have to play the partnerships that work. If Trossard and Gyökeres have a partnership, play Trossard and Gyökeres. If Trossard and Havertz have a partnership, or Havertz and Gyökeres have a partnership, play Havertz and Gyökeres. Obviously, just play Saka regardless. But like, that's what it has to be. Arteta. I don't want to be getting guys in that don't like. If Odegaard doesn't fit the game plan, if he isn't in our best, most informed sort of quartet of guys, don't put him in there. You know, don't force it to be in there just because we had a good game last game and we feel like as if the vibes are back. No, keep the vibes going by playing the same guys. If it's a Martinelli and Jesus thing, if Gyökeres has got to sit down for a bit because Martinelli and Jesus just have it on right there, on lock right now. Travella's into the box, they're getting onto it. Play Martinelli and Jesus. I just feel as if in the Brentford game in particular, like, you got the Forest game, you got the Liverpool game. Like, there's been some attacking quartets that he's had out there that just they're not really on the same page.
Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Noni.
Yeah,
that just should never. That we shouldn't see that.
They're just not really on the same page. So Arteta has to not hinder the team, bro. Just play the guys that need to be played. Play the guys that. But he talks about all the stuff of like sometimes players show you, sometimes players, you know, they create these automatisms between each other. That, you know, feed into that stuff. Feed into that. Make sure that we're seeing the automatisms on the pitch or wherever it is. Like, I just don't want. And man, look, I get it. You've kind of been doing it more this season, but make early changes because I still feel as if. There's parts of games I could have told you, bro. I could have told you at the 75th minute that this is just ending 1-1.
Mm.
Like, just make early changes or that last throw of the dice. Do
you feel any type of way about if you can't
win it,
don't lose? And
I think it depends
because I said that on the chat, yeah. Because I just know in it the psyop, I've been indoctrinated too far. Like I just know it now. And then Nick replied to it laughing, and I wasn't even laughing. I was like, I knew he was gonna come out with this shit about Martinelli mischance and if you can't win, don't lose.
Look, I think it's difficult because,
but I think at the end of the season, if we have fucking 10 draws, and we haven't won the league because we've drawn 10 games,
that's it.
That quote's gonna annoy me
even more. But look, I think my thing is like. In the isolation of Brentford, I'm not mad. Yeah, because that was a tough game. Agreed. There was no spacing behind. The Jewels were physical.
Yeah.
Brentford did have chances. They were the better team, all that kind of stuff. But I think the problem that guys have with it isn't the Brentford game in isolation. I think
it was the Forest game that really annoyed me.
I think guys can take drawing to Brentford if we had beaten Forest or Liverpool. Yeah, or if we had beaten. And you can't
because also Forest, Liverpool, and Brentford. 3 draws.
Mm-hmm.
you could have won one of those
games
and lost the other two.
That's the
and
thing.
you'd be on the same amount of points.
So I hear that, and I understand why that gets the guys. And I think ultimately with Arteta as well, my final sort of point on him is, I get it. It's not entirely his fault, the sort of nerves that the players are playing with. But if he doesn't find the solution to that, we will lose this title. Like, like we just seem so rigid.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. That's part of our team. We're a defensive team. I'm not even here to say that we should be playing sort of
free flowing,
tiki-taka football, all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, but like, there has to come to a point in it, and it's always these big, not games in terms of opponents, but these big games in terms of getting the points on the board, going 9 points clear, that we have our most rigid, frigid attack. There is sort of no, every ball you can see it 5 yards away. Like, I know he's about to cut in and cross this one. I know he's about to lay this one back for Zubimendi to try and cross it first time. And
it's all just a bit stiff, isn't it?
Like, there's nothing, there's no creativity in the game. And if Arteta doesn't pick up on that quickly, as I say, that's how we end up wasting 30 minutes of a match. Because we're just, they're heading away obvious balls, and we're putting obvious balls back into the box, and nothing changes.
Look, for sure, my all I've really got to say on the Arteta side of things is what you just said there. Like, the way we are at the moment, we won't win the league. Yeah, because City will just score goals. Like you say, they have an attack that can win the league.
Yeah, they're more loose than us in the final third. Like, they just don't feel the same pressure.
Yeah,
that we feel.
So I think, I feel like if City were to concede 1 or 2, they'd probably be somewhat confident they can win the game 4-5-2. But if Arsenal concede 1 or 2, we're not going to win that game. Yeah, but on the flip side of that, we don't usually concede 1, 2 for sure. But whatever. That's my point with Arteta, is that it needs to change. Yeah, like, the attacking play is very rigid. Yeah, so whether you need to make adjustments to that, and it was looking good when Havertz was there. Yeah, but this is a do or die season. It's a you must season. There's probably never been more pressure on you as a manager or these players to go and win. Right, so
I don't want to hear the excuses.
So it can't exactly. So it can't just rely on Havertz.
Yeah,
like I said at the start of the season, Havertz was down here as a squad player.
Yeah.
So it can't be because Havertz needs to be in the team for us to play free flowing football. You're meant to be a top manager. You're meant to be an elite manager. You need to find a way around that, and it needs to change. Like, what we see for the next 12 games can't be what we've seen for the previous 28.
Yeah. Agreed.
Because I don't think that's going to get us.
It won't win us the league. If we're honestly, man, if we're coming down to games, there's some of these games that are going to be tough games. Brentford, isolation, I can deal with it. But Wolves, for example, on Wednesday, man,
if that's 0-0 at half time,
even if that's 1 goal in it with 15 minutes to go,
yeah.
It's
the same old story.
Wrap it up. Like, Wolves have a chance to get something in this game.
Tolu.
So wrap it up.
Like, we haven't learned the lesson. Right? But just before we move on to a tweet of the week, because I forgot to bring this up, the Wigan game, Saka did play centrally because Kalla got injured in the warm-up, although Arteta has said today that Kalla is trained and he's fine and it's all okay. So, but Saka came centrally, played in the 10, played on that right side, him and Noni. What I was watching in that first half moved me.
Yeah, it was very good.
Like, I haven't seen Arsenal kind of look that fluid, look that interchangeable.
I was even shocked.
Noni was drifting inside.
I was really shocked that Arteta did it in the first place.
Agreed.
Really shocked that Arteta did it in the first place. But then I don't want to let myself get carried away, because if we don't see it at Wigan, for example, we might never see that. At Wolves, we might never see that again. Yeah.
But agreed. Because Arteta can come on bullshit. Yeah. But he did come and say, I've been wanting to try that.
Oh, did he? I didn't see anything post-match.
After the game, he said, I've been wanting to try that. I've been wanting to put Saka into the midfield, but we haven't had the opportunity today. Obviously, Calafiori gets injured, so he was like, Saka goes in there. He was like, he said it's more difficult for the fullback, for the opposition to get their reference constantly when he's in those positions.
Saka
can't get tight areas. He's closer to goal. He was talking a lot like it's something that he wants been thinking about.
Look, I would love it, because give Noni the triple team. Let guys try and triple team Noni out.
The way him and Noni were, I think it helps Saka a lot, because that thing about the fullback not getting their reference all the time is so spot on. because when Saka gets that ball out wide, the fullback
They know.
They know how to do whatever
They
they need
literally
to
train
do.
it all week.
Exactly, right? But if you put him in the central areas and he's got the IQ, he's got the technical ability, he can press in that situation, he can pick up pockets and spaces. But he also has, because guys are like, oh, Saka's had to transition to a CM because he's lost his base at 24. No, allow it. He can transition to the wide areas because Noni seemed to be like rotating inside pretty easily. And when Saka's out there, he can still be in his 1v1.
Obviously.
But when we say when we say about finding something, it could be as simple as that.
Yeah, it could be.
Like could Saka, if he's playing as a 10, get six Premier League goals from that?
Well, maybe he doesn't need to get 6, but Saka playing at a 10 means Noni gets more, and Trossard gets more, and Gyökeres and Havertz get more.
Like even just seeing Saka get the ball on the half turn in some of those 10 areas.
But for me, it's about doing whatever, and for me, it's also about getting our best players on the pitch. Like as I say, I'm not believing the psyop with Odegaard and Eze. Yeah. I'm not believing the psyop with even Saka and Noni or all this kind of stuff. Like I think there's ways in which you can get these guys on the same pitch together. I still don't know Pep's formations and lineups. Yeah. I still don't know. When I switch on the games, I just see
we'll be 10 years into podding.
I just see bare names. I just see bare guys on the pitch.
Riley,
how is he fit in there?
Rodri, Bernardo, Turkey, Foden, Semenyo, Marmoush.
How does he fit in
all
there?
of them?
So I know I agree with that wholeheartedly, and basically I'm just echoing your points. Like something's got to change for the final 12 games. If this is what it is, this is what it is. Even if this is what it is for 2 games, and you change it again after 2 games when guys think they can patch it, I think you just got to find combinations to get our best players on the pitch.
Yeah. And look, I just wanted to bring that up because it looked good. It looked like something that like
can make a difference.
That rigidity and
man,
it made it look different.
Yeah, we'll speak right off there, but that's
with Saka there, made it look a bit different. But look, that's enough on Arsenal. Obviously, I know you guys are probably looking forward to a Premier League roundup. That will be back next week. After North London derby as well. Away at Tottenham, Igor Tudor's first game. Tweet of the week.
My tweet of the week was the Salah one, man. I had a couple tweet of the week.
Oh, not the Kawhi's doctor.
No, that one is also.
I thought the Kawhi's doctor.
That one is just so funny.
That one is good.
Put respect on my name. But the Salah one,
because I watched the Kawhi comp as well.
Yeah,
buckets.
Yeah. I haven't seen him move like that in years.
No, the playoffs last year, he was balling. He was balling last year. Against Denver.
He was still on minutes restrictions.
No, against Denver, he was balling.
But the Salah one, he's had to commit GBH just to get... Because I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch that
I didn't watch the game. So that was my first time seeing the clip.
Yeah.
It literally looks like Salah's just...
Did the ref actually give a pen for that?
I'm assuming so. I don't know. They won 3-0, so I'm assuming so. But it looks like Salah's just run up to him and strangled him. Thrown him to the ground.
Kadioglu's got that lap.
That one killed me. That was my tweet of the week.
Mine is Madueke has scored more non-penalty goals than Palmer across all competitions this season. And that's a fact. Go check that. He's got more non-penalty goals across all competitions than Palmer. So for all the Chelsea fans that are saying Madueke is the same player and there's no end product, he's better than your best player.
Yo, but this clip is bad, man. Salah,
the GBH.
He looks so washed.
All right, MVPs and rookies. 2 MVPs I need to throw out. Firstly, Hincapié. Yeah. Now, to be fair, nobody knows more than Michael how much I love Calafiori.
Yeah.
But
the gap is looking like
off air. We're gonna have a conversation about who our best left back is. Because damn,
I'm not. Anyway, yeah.
Assist for Noni as well.
Yeah.
Do you know the left wing back Teo stuff we're talking about? No, Hincapié MVP, and also honestly, Mikel Arteta, I might never forgive you for what you've done to Norgard. I swear to God, I might never.
I think Norgard said something to Arteta personally.
Because Nick said it on the chat that Norgard is our best progressive passer. And guys that can listen to think it's crazy. We've got Zubamendi, Spain's number 6. But honestly, the way Norgard punches that ball through the lines.
Also,
like, I might agree with Nick, you know.
Do you know what's good about Norgard is, like, he recognizes the game plan of the other team. Oh, you guys want to press and play high, all my balls will be in behind.
Bro, that
Every ball I'll play to Martinelli and to Nonni will be.
bro, the ball to Jesus.
Yeah.
Backspin. Like what does Norgard not having in even Martinelli's goal? He fizzes it into Eze through the lines. Eze finds Martinelli. It's like what pass doesn't he? The Wigan game, yeah. I felt like I needed a Norgard cam.
Yeah.
In like the bottom left corner, just a cam on Norgard.
See the game, see Norgard, see the game.
Like,
no,
bro,
I
honestly,
agree.
I don't know if I'm gonna forgive Arteta for what he's done to Norgard, because Norgard, I said to you before, I was like, I should be able to tell Man
He's
United.
using Norgard like he's Sambi Lokonga.
I was saying to you, I should be able to tell Man United fans 100%.
Norgard starts for you. Yeah.
But because of Arteta's treatment of him, he makes that a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But come on, bro, we know Norgard, bro. Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea, fucking because Lavia's injury prone, fucking Liverpool. Bro, Norgard is better than Gravenberch.
Yeah.
Have that. That's how we might close the show. Norgard is better than Gravenberch. Facts. Norgard is a baller, bro. And Mikel Arteta has put him in this position where I can't gas him
That's
as much as I need
hilarious.
to gas him.
That's hilarious.
I
I
agree,
agree.
bro. Is he better than Gravenberch?
No, I was the biggest Norgard fan coming. Arteta almost made me lose my way, my path. I was like, whoa. It's not even that I was starting to doubt Norgard. I just wasn't seeing Norgard.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think, well, maybe there just isn't. But I am wholeheartedly on board, bro. Norgs. My MVP, Girona Nation.
What happened? They beat Barca.
They beat Barca. Okay. Girona Nation, you have a fan in me. Job done. We're back. Madrid 2 points up. Arbeloa.
Part of the City group.
Yeah, that dirty money isn't enough. It isn't enough. Arbeloa. It may just have to be an Arbeloa thing to the end of the season. And I don't put it past Madrid
to win the Champions League.
To win, to push Arbeloa.
Should we see how they do?
I don't put it past Madrid to push Arbeloa into some really ridiculous conversations.
0-0.
Yeah, perfect.
Monaco PSG 2-2.
Let's go. I just don't put it past Madrid for Arbeloa to get the league, and they're out of the cup, so maybe a Champions League final, even semi-final, just a decent sort of like, we thought all was lost, but now actually we've been able to gain something at the end. Shout out to the boys. I would just give the NBA. I didn't even watch that much of the All-Star, but I just love the chatter that comes out of
apparently
the
3-point contest was like one of the best ever.
Is it? I saw Dame.
Was in it.
Yeah. Con just kills me, man.
What? You want to say Nick?
The Knipple Triple Contest. The Knipple Club. Shout out.
They need to change it to the 3-point con. Contest. KON contest.
Shout out to the NBA. And just shout out to the NBA because now it's like go time. Like All-Star is what it is. Whether guys hate it or love it, I don't really care. It's just like a weekend break.
Is Giannis still a buck?
Giannis is somehow still a buck. But Giannis is doing the whole like, they've shut him down for the season.
For the season?
Like, I don't think Giannis will come back.
Why they not making playoffs?
Yeah, I don't. Even if they do, it's like they'll get maybe not Boston because they've fallen off, but they'll get like the top seed. Yeah. You know.
Anyone from the Seahawks? Seahawks won, right?
Seahawks won. Good win. Yeah, like
who's the Seahawks' best player, most famous player?
I don't know. Sam Darnold's their quarterback. He's not. He's had a good. I'll give Sam Darnold an MVP.
Sounds like a bunch of guys I've never heard.
Yeah, I'll give him an MVP just because he bottled it in the playoffs last season, and he wasn't a Seahawk. He was a Viking at the time. And you know how the NFL is. They crucified them. You're trash. You're horrible.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even. You don't deserve this. And then he's come back the next season and won the Super Bowl. But I don't know. It's just two teams that I don't really feel like captured the wider audience. Yeah. There wasn't much of a story in there. Yeah,
we needed Josh Allen in there.
Yeah. I hate watch. See, if Seahawks will beat Josh Allen, I'll be here to give Sam Darnold everything. I'll be here to give him every praise I can.
All right, rookies. Who should we give a rookie to?
Oh, John Duran and John Duran's agent. So I'm signing for Zenit Petersburg.
Yep, Zenit.
You just have an awful agent if you're signing for Zenit Petersburg at this stage in your career. He's played for like 3 different clubs in the last couple of months.
He's probably getting the bag though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not enough. Like, you're 24. Like, there is like make a name for you. You should still
Yeah, but
be
he
a
went to
Villa.
Saudi, innit?
You should still be a Villa chasing for a title. You should still be
Yeah,
at
but he
Villa.
went from Villa to Saudi.
Like, don't get me wrong. I hear it. Colombian, he's come tough times. I have to make it all the way. I hear that, but like, I just don't. I think there was better ways in which he could have handled his career and still got the money that he needs to get to do the things that he needs to do.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else?
Oh, yeah, Kevin Durant.
What happened to Kevin Durant? I've seen some stuff on the timeline.
I don't know if it's 100% true, 100% fake, and I'm not even in the weeds, but I've gotten the updates.
Well, let's say allegedly then.
Exactly. Allegedly, he was caught. He used to have a group chat with some of these prolific NBA Twitter accounts, and he was just sort of like sharing way too much information about his interactions with teammates and organizations and all this kind of stuff. And we know how Kevin Durant is chronically online, so it's one of those ones where this might all be fake, but just because of your chronically online persona,
it's more. It gives more credence.
You lend it credence.
Yeah.
And now you need to get a rookie for that because as a GOAT, as a 2-time All-Star, 38-year-old, all this kind of stuff, you can't be leaking how you sort of were pressing Steph in team rooms and Steph had a bad reaction to that. That kind of, you know, that kind of, it's Steph we're talking about. Like,
no, fair. Yeah, look, I'm struggling to think of. There was a guy down at Anfield in the Brighton away end with a seagull mask on.
No.
Let me actually show you. My dad sent me the photo.
Marinakis?
We can give this guy a rookie.
Yeah. Come on. I'll give Marinakis.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sean Dyche was going to keep him up. So maybe it's like a TBC asterisk rookie.
Well, Sean Dyche had to get sacked.
But just having 5 managers in a season. Sean Dyche only lost
after your best ever season. They're still playing Europa League.
Yo, coming onto your 5th manager in a Premier League campaign, like what are we doing here, bro?
After the 0-0 with Wolves, it was banked that Sean Dyche was going to get sacked. And, you know, to go through 4 different managers, but to end on the one that they've ended on, I think they could have a good end to this.
Who's taking over?
Vitor Pereira.
Oh, has he? Vitor's back.
Right. I think Forest can have. I think Forest, honestly, with Vitor, I'll say it here now, but I think they'll stay up, and I think they'll win. They'll be in the Europa League final. They'll be in the Europa League final because Vitor's gonna bat. And what was it? It's 6 wins in a row.
Yeah. When all is lost,
but, Vitor, and we know what Wolves are, bro. So Vitor's back. All right, cool. I think that's it from us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully as the Arsenal fans, you enjoyed that. Look, certain things need to happen. Certain things need to change. Congratulations to Bukayo Saka, though. He signed a New York contract today. Mock bomb. 5-year deal. Appreciate that. Another one locked in. A couple more still to go. But yeah, look, the running is here, bro. Like it's going to start pretty much this weekend if it didn't already start against Brentford. And it starts with a trip to Tottenham, who will have a new manager bounce. And fuck, man, we're going to be here next week to talk about that. So, yeah. I mean, look, you'll see us next week. So hopefully we're in good spirits. But yeah. All right, look, thank you for listening. And we'll catch you next week. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. See you next week. Peace.